welcome back. This is Fiona Mbowa here at Church of Uganda Family TV with the Ring Diaries. And with me today is Priska and Olive. And we're discussing about positioning ourselves for our spouses, not just even husbands, but for our spouses. And before we went for the break, we've been hearing how it is important to, well, first of all, have a connection with God, but also work on other things.
Yeah.
So what other things can we do to position ourselves?
I'll give an example of myself. While in the journey of getting to the marriage, we date. Yeah, I think that's the kusengeja.
Removing
This
the
one,
chaff.
not this one. Yeah. So there is a part I reached, and it's an individual I was dating, still with the intention of marriage, and this person was too insecure. Insecurity comes with very many things. It can even become violent. It can, so it will take me back, the story will take me back to the positioning bit. While you position yourself, be aware of what exactly you need and what you do not need in your life. While we say that we are imperfect, there's a lot you cannot tolerate. You're not God. There are capacities that we cannot put ourselves into. God does not want
know your limit as an individual.
God does not want you to be with someone who you probably would think about decapitating. Because we've seen people go to prison because they have beaten their partners to death, or they have hacked their partners to death, and the story is there was domestic violence before. If you want to spiritually stay aligned in your religion and with your God, focus on the things you can handle. Let other things come up as accidents. But if you see something that you don't like, please swipe forward.
What if there is nothing to swipe forward to? This is the one.
No. The God we believe in. The God I believe in. There is always something to swipe forward about. It may not be as fast as you want it to be. Our timing and God's time, your 2 years are probably 1 day on God's timing. Because already in those 2 years, there is already stuff He has prepared for you to deal with. So while you're saying, no, my biological calendar is, probably God sees that you should be facilitating an orphanage somewhere, and that should be your concentration. Maybe He has put you in a position of leadership, and that's why He wants you to prosper for these first 2 years until you get to that level. I don't know. We have different gifts. It's like the story in the Bible of gifts. There are gifts God has given unto us. We cannot sit on them because we have our personal desires to chase. Yes. Because marriage is biblical, yes. But I don't think there is a time on it that by this time you should get married.
How old was Eve?
I don't know.
Just came out fully grown, ready to be
how old was she?
Yes.
So we do not know. I'm not sure if there's really a timing for that. But position yourself. If it is God's will, it will happen. 1, look through the chaff. Don't take everything.
Know what you can.
Know what you can
know what
manage.
you want.
If you know I am a short-tempered human being like myself,
don't find another short
don't
temper.
get another short temper. You people will just go up in flames.
Excuse me, how will you know that this person? You know, in the time of dating, people sugarcoat everything. They package themselves.
There are very many ways you can know.
How?
Very many ways. The problem is we want to date on the phone. Take a walk.
Even when you're taking a walk.
Let me tell you, I once took a walk with a gentleman, and we were trespassing.
Yes.
We were trespassing, but the guy's fuse blew. We were being cautioned that we are trespassing. We were actually in the wrong. Someone's fuse blew. I could not understand how bad This
No,
person
he
could have
actually
taken
he
worse.
probably did that because you are not. He wasn't having any feelings for
No,
you
no,
in
no, no,
intentions
no.
of dating you.
We intended to even marry.
So God was helping.
There
you
are
to see.
things you will see and ignore. I'm telling you.
Mm.
There are very many red flags we look at and we see orange. We see towards green.
yellow.
I think it
Mm.
is mixed a bit. I don't think that is red.
No, we live
And
in
then
denial.
but you see, at least he does this. The excuses we give put us out of the position where we should be. Because there are things that you see right from the word go.
But
And
love
we
covers
choose
a multitude of sins.
Love.
Mm-hmm.
Love is a very, very big thing to even try to cut down to our level.
No.
Because one, we have, do you believe human beings don't love unconditionally?
I don't think they do.
We don't love
We
unconditionally.
can't love unconditionally.
So our love has
a condition attached.
exactly. So no matter how blind you are to someone's faults, there's a part of you that sees them. Because we are not unconditional lovers. God is unconditional. That's why you can actually lie today. The next day you wake up in the morning and you're fine. And he didn't punish you in any way.
Olive, what do you think about this?
Yeah, me, I think what Priska was highlighting is having your personal values as a person and what you consider important
Yes.
to you and what you cannot do without. And that should help everyone, every other girl or gentleman who is seeking marriage. It will help you to know who to go for and who not to waste your time with. Because time is it is precious. You're not going to go on wasting time, wasting resources. Dating involves money. You take a musente, and you're doing you know this. We are totally incompatible with this one. This one,
You keep hoping things will get better.
This one, my father cannot even allow her
20,
even at our gate, and you know
at
that
20 something, the chance of you transforming a human being, that is divine intervention.
Are you serious?
I'm telling you.
So I think there are things that you should
divine.
know, that these are important to me. These are important to my faith. And if someone does not fall
In that
these lines,
let
there
it
are
be.
no goes on for
Let
me,
it
and
be.
that will help you to
Don't try to become a rehabilitation center for human beings.
Yes.
It doesn't
But
help.
Priska, why?
No,
It may be a calling to change the person.
No.
if
no
God
one can
needed me to
change.
if God really wants me to transform someone, just like who was it? Is it Jonah who was swallowed by a fish?
Yes, John.
He will make it possible, no matter how much I refuse.
You will at least make a fish come.
But most of these things are personal.
They're self-imposed.
Yeah, they are self-imposed. You have your brokenness from, because we have unhealed wounds. We have wounds that haven't healed.
Wounds
you have
we don't even know about.
Yes, wounds we don't even know about, and we find ourselves in a position where what we give so much, expecting so much, and the people we are actually trying to give this so much to are not the people who are supposed to give us that. Probably your mother didn't love you right, and you think this man is going to love you right. No, he will not. He will not. The person you need to get that love from is your mother or your father.
Not this
Probably
person.
you didn't have a father figure in your life, and you think this man is going to be a father figure. No, your expectations will not be met because that's not your father. This is someone's son. You cannot live
very
for
tough
them.
on us. What other ways can we position ourselves? Minus, of course, knowing your values, which is very important.
Yeah.
Which other ways can we position ourselves?
You should. I think in positioning yourself as a girl child who is ready for marriage, it has got a lot to do with your character. Fiona, do you know that you become a wife before you even walk down the aisle? Before you say I do. The Bible says, he who finds a wife to marry
Yes.
finds a good thing and obtains favor from God.
So
You
I should
need
be
to
a
be a wife
to be
first.
found.
Yes.
How
So
do I
in
be that
preparation, this is where you go and like, where can I get books that are going to help me to become what I want to be?
Okay.
Where can I go? In churches, they organize seminars, marriage seminars. How are you going to spend your free time to build yourself, to see that you be Telemundo? That is one.
Oh my God.
If you've taken that route, yeah, you
You
will.
see young girls watching Telemundo.
Yes, so
yes.
that is how they try to use, they choose to use their time. But if you are someone who is preparing for something good, like marriage, something serious, something important, you need to know how to spend your time. Yeah, I read a book before I got married, and it changed me, transformed me. I don't remember the author, but it is Fascinating Womanhood. I read this book and I started laughing at myself. And I said sincerely, Olive, now you wanted to be someone's wife. You were expecting someone to find you in this way, you know?
What was it that
you know, it is a book that will transform your mind on how men view women. You know, men are so visual. You know, some people have not taken care of themselves. They have not taken, they have not
the appearance.
tebafuddeyo kumanya what does a man who is looking for a woman, a wife who is looking for a wife to marry, what should they expect? So there are a lot of things you can do in preparation to this, transitioning from singlehood to marriage life. And you will read a book and it transform you. You will attend that one marriage seminar. So, and it will change your life.
What did this book show you about yourself?
About myself, it brings out, how a woman should act, a feminine woman. I know the femininity, you need, that will attract, that will make you so fascinating that a man cannot, they'll have to look back at you.
So there are things you were not doing.
There are things I didn't know. Let me tell you, me through campus, even having a lip balm on my lips was taboo. Seriously. I'm a person who grew up knowing that I'm beautiful, and people will just see me. I don't need to put anything. Now, these things of,
put on the right shoe.
The right shoe. Don't tell me those things.
I am pretty and I know it.
I'm pretty. They'll take me whatever, that attitude, that mentality. And there are things you'll go through. There are people you'll listen to, and they'll help your mind to be transformed.
So you think a girl to position herself, she needs to take care of herself?
You need to take care of yourself, It will tell you that men are visual. They look at you. People, let me tell you, some ladies who claim that they are ready for marriage and they are waiting for their men to find them. Basesa. You look at them and you're like, nange. Even if senga nange nali musajja, unosandi tawanye naye, You look at someone, when ngata sobola naku, at least smell good for one day when they are taking you out for a date,
So those things we need to
those simple things,
good.
And I always tell my female friends who are unmarried that always be careful how you behave around the people God has brought in your life. They could be your workmates, they could be your classmates, your hobbies, your orgies. You could be in you're doing ministry together at church, because you never know, in those people there's someone
watching you
who is still sleeping. The Bible says that God made Adam have a deep sleep, and when he woke up, whoa, woman,
someone could be in deep sleep.
Yeah, and how you're working on yourself will wake him up and be, this girl is really attractive. Let me tell you one thing, I was amazed when my husband told me, "Hey, Olive, I looked at you and I said, these things I'm thinking, will I really manage this kind of girl?" You know? And as I used to be, after reading that book and changed me.
You changed from slippers. Now
I started getting simple things. I knew that bling bling, you know, they can add. At least it shows someone, you know, at a demo effort, to look good, and these things are not actually very expensive, you know. You even learn to do certain things, simple things like, you know, doing your nails. They're not very. You learn how to do certain things on yourself. No man, I'm going for a date, and men will look. You know, they'll look at you when you don't know they are looking at you.
Yes, that's true.
They look at your hair. They look at your nails. They look at your shoe.
Men are visual.
Then they are like, no. And these are things that happen, you know, behind the scene. You may be there, he has never said anything to you.
In your slippers,
yes, for example, you're at church, you're in the same ministry choir, but because you don't take that extra effort to look good.
So ladies, we need to look good.
Yeah, so when I read that book, I learned that I used to be this kind of person who wants to put on jean pants all the time. Like I would have very, very little skirts and all that. I realized that there's a way, a dress that brings out your figure, your curves and all that will attract a man to you. A dress in a bright color. You know?
Color.
You know? A color and you're like,
Ladies, stop wearing black.
Black can be good on people, by the way. You know?
But change a bit.
Yeah. You know, those things. I remember me when I was at campus, I would put on t-shirts and these jeans. And those days, our campus time, the flare jeans. Remember them? So that would be my attire. But when I read that book, I said, what?
I need to be feminine.
Yes. Take yourself out. Some people are locked up.
What will the men find?
Yes. You're saying, I'm ready for marriage. Now you're not positioning yourself. You don't have
positioning also needs a physical position.
Yes, physical position. Where you go, where you're at, who you talk to.
Home, workplace, if you have work. And then back home, weekends you're there on TV watching movies, series.
As if they're
Then you sleep. Then you see, Then you're nowhere to be seen. They call for the church what? They organize things at church where you know go. Both gender will be there. Guys,
you don't
for you. Things of church.
And the person may not even be at that place, but a friend of his could have attended.
Yes.
You could make a friend who will take you to a friend of theirs.
They invite you. Your friend
intentional.
Your friend invites you for a wedding, and you turn the invitation.
Or you go looking the way you want.
You don't know that maybe you will find someone, you know,
who
will. And even when you go when you're not even, you're shabby, you're looking over how.
Let me just get this conversation short. Are there people who actually should not get married?
I don't think
it's hard to tell, but
no, are there people who, like, destiny is you shouldn't get married?
I think
it is.
Really?
I'll divert from that. I think God intended for everyone who is of age. Because he said, after he created Adam, so it wasn't good for man to be alone. You know, God intended marriage for companionship, number one. Before you even bring procreation and all that. You know, even the white man says that an idle mind is a devil's work. You know, when you're alone, a lot of ideas that are negative may come in. God intended marriage for companionship. So I don't think, I believe it's a dysfunction for a person who is of age to be unmarried. You have everything. God created you with a womb. You have the boobs. You have everything that can attract a man. You have the hands to prepare food. God has given you knowledge into these things. You can prepare food. You can, carry people's babies. I had a friend who used to say that she's building her CV. She was the young one at home. So she was raising her sibling, her big sister's children. Well, if me, I'm building my CV. Like you can take care of. She's a good auntie. She takes care of children very well. And then you tell me God intends for that person not to get married.
I differ.
Marriage is a beautiful thing.
I think yes, it is very beautiful, and everyone should be able to enjoy the fruits of marriage.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's everyone. Not everyone. Some people may not actually last in marriages for many reasons. And people have tried to force it, and it doesn't work.
And they go back home.
And it's a good man, because when you look at someone divorces, they marry, actually, have their first marriage, divorce. I know that church is against divorce. But people separate, someone gets a new partner, and they last till...
And they become so happy.
Yeah, and they are so happy. And you're wondering, where did they go wrong in the first place? And if you sit down the two people, they will not even speak ill of each other. This one tells you it just did not work. So marriage, much as we may try to make it as an expectation for everyone to fulfill, I don't think it's for everyone. We are called to do very many things. Marriage is one of them. There are many ways we can serve God. Marriage is one of them. Me, when I was growing up, I used to pray that if I get married, not that I want to get, if I get married, I pray that I am able to serve God in my marriage, in everything I do, to my husband, to the children, if God gives me any. It's like saying everyone has to give birth. No, it's a journey God prepares you for. If it happens, it happens.
If it doesn't,
Actually, the Bible says that children are gifts.
Exactly.
You don't force someone to give you a gift.
Yes.
If they come, thank God, bless His name. If they don't come, stay happy with your companion, yeah?
So, marriage, and it must be. I don't think people should look at it like that, because when they look at it like that, the pressure comes in. The pressure comes in. Then, because I know people who have been in their first marriage, they are not happy. And when they look back, you say, the person was ready, I was ready, we went and got married.
But were you right for each other?
And everyone was supporting. You've had functions that have started and have been stopped. Because somehow the agreement was not coming through. There is always something that happens. And you see, our God is a God that can move mountains. If He wants something to happen, it happens.
I feel this conversation it needs to continue, and it will come to the end of the conversation. But I think what I take away from this is we need to know yourself, know your God, and see how you make this work. Yes. I feel this conversation needs to continue. Thank you very much, ladies, and thank you very much, our viewers, for being a good audience. And for the ladies out there, marriage can be for you, but how are you positioning yourself? Even the gentlemen, how are you positioning yourself? Don't go away. I'm Fiona Mbowa here at Church of Uganda Family TV with Ring Diaries.